prime time in one of the nation's premier early season college baseball tournaments. It is game 2 of the Round Rock Classic, pitting Oregon State against Baylor. Alongside Mike Rooney, my name is Chris Maikoski. Mike, we get started with a walk-off win for Southern Miss over Purdue. Can't beat that kind of excitement. And tonight we get a team coming off an Omaha appearance versus a team that's certainly on an upward trend.
Yeah, great start to the tournament. You think about Baylor, their head coach Mitch Thompson. He was there as assistant coach in the heyday for Baylor baseball. 3 straight years of an upward trajectory. Love the direction of the program. They're going to have a huge challenge tonight. They're going to face Dax Whitney. You're right, Oregon State coming off an Omaha run. Dax Whitney, the #1 prospect in the class of 2027 in college baseball.
We'll see him in the bottom of the frame. But first, let's take a look at the Beaver starting lineup, as they are the designated visiting team tonight. A.J. Singer will lead things off, the second baseman. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Easton Talt, and center fielder, Nia Haynes, both of whom sparked a comeback win over Michigan last Saturday. Then it's the designated hitter, Ethan Porter. The left fielder with a walk-off single against Stanford on Sunday, it's Josh Proctor, and the catcher is Jacob Galloway. First baseman, Jacob Craig, then Paul Vasquez at third base. Tyler Inge is the shortstop, batting ninth for the Beavers. Baylor will send Stefan Stahl to the bump to start this one, Runes, and he came in relief last Sunday, went 2 1/3 scoreless baseball, giving up 3 hits. Baylor needing to make a change with their Friday starter.
Yeah, and this is, Baylor has improved pitching depth for sure this year, but Lucas Davenport, who had clearly established himself as their #1, will not pitch in this game. Unfortunately, they're just going to give him a week to rest. And you know, I think for Baylor, Stahl is just going to have to try and keep this Oregon State offense, which is young in its own right, off balance.
Let's take a look at the defense that is backing Stahl up. Hunter Snow is in left, Ty Johnson in center. Brady Janusek in right field for the Bears today. Infield left to right, it's Cade Dodson, Travis Sanders, Pearson Reebok, and Tice Armstrong, one of the best stories in baseball himself. We'll talk about his offensive prowess in a little bit. J.J. Kennett is behind the plate, backing up Stahl. Mitch Thompson, the leader of the Baylor ball club in his 4th season. As we talked about right off the top, this is a team that is going only in one direction. It is up in Waco, and I know very happy to be quasi-home this weekend, not very far from campus.
Yeah, and obviously in the Big 12, that, as much as I probably loathe conference realignment, one of my favorite parts of it has been Big 12 baseball. Has really improved with the influx of programs like Arizona State and Arizona, who went to Omaha last year. So this Baylor program, they've done a nice job of blending in young players. They're going to play 2 freshmen, like you mentioned tonight, Snow and Janusek, with some nice additions in the portal. And you know, it felt like Baylor last year was right on the fringe of threatening a regional. This year, maybe they take that next step.
Umpiring crew this evening, it's Christopher Griffith behind the dish, A.J. Wendell down the first base line, Josh Brammer is up the middle, and Blake Felix down the third base side. A.J. Singer will lead things off for Oregon State, hitting .294 on the season. First pitch to him, missing up. Popping it up on the second pitch of the ball game. That'll get out to Janusek in right field. 1 up, 1 down. That'll lead to Easton Talt. He's off to a good start. .333 in this young year that started for Oregon State with 4 in Surprise, Arizona. He had a late comeback on Saturday to beat Michigan. And Talt was in the center of it all. Corvallis Regional All-Tournament team selection a year ago. Watches that one go past. Among the best in the nation in drawing walks last season, and led the Beavers with 10 stolen bases.
He can really run. It's funny, I would imagine all of the Beavers were all tournament last year. In the Corvallis Regional, they lost game 1 famously to St. Mary's, and in their final 4 games winning that regional, outscored everyone. It felt like 1,000,000 to 0. Like, played the rest of the regional like they were mad at somebody.
2-1 fouled away. Talt with 4 RBI on that opening week. In surprise as the shift goes on with a 2-2 count. Baylor now with 3 defenders to the right of second base.
Given how young this lineup is, CM, Oregon State's going to need Singer and Talt to be really impact guys, create a lot of traffic so this young lineup can settle in. There's Mitch Canham.
Mitch Canham in his 6th year at Oregon State, taking on one of the biggest challenges I can think of, Runes, setting the schedule that he did last year and then again this season, playing as an independent, having to piecemeal that together. And you talked about it when we were just chatting earlier, 20 some odd home games, and to make a run to Omaha, that's unheard of. To be that worn down by the road and still be in shape to make a postseason push.
Yeah, I mean, the good news for Oregon State, it was kind of one of those things, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, but it could kill you, that many road games. And they survived it clearly and, you know, and hosted. But yeah, that was something. Talking about making the best out of something that's not ideal.
Talt into left field. Going back is Snow right in front of the track for out number 2. It'll lead to Nyan Hayes for Oregon State.
By the way, Mitch Canham, one of the few head coaches, I can't think of any other, honestly, that has 2 national title rings as a player. He was on the 2006 and 2007 Beaver teams that won it all. He was the catcher.
Hayes making his 4th collegiate stop at Oregon State. Began at Howard College, then on to Arkansas State for a season, and Grambling last year. Led the Tigers with 45 runs batted in and 10 home runs. Kate Dodson making the play off one hop. An easy 1-2-3 for Stephon Hall against this Beaver offense. We will set the Baylor starting lineup and introduce you to Oregon State starting pitcher next. The Round Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud sponsor of the Round Rock Classic. Follow the Round Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau on Instagram and use hashtag #GoRoundRock or visit GoRoundRock.com for all the up-to-date information on the city's events, concerts, and activities. Starting lineup for the Baylor Bears begins with shortstop Travis Sanders, the preseason All Big 12 selection. Then it's second baseman Pearson Reebok. Tice Armstrong, after 3 grand slams a week ago today, back in the 3 spot and playing first base. Josh Ewens is the DH. Brady Janusek is in right. Hunter Snow, the left fielder, part of an impactful freshman class for Baylor. Then center fielder Ty Johnson, catcher J.J. Kennett, and third baseman Cade Dodson. They will face Oregon State ace Dax Whitney. Runes, there is so much we could say about this young man, but I'll get your expert opinion. What impresses you the most about him?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he made every start as a true freshman last year on an Omaha team. No freshman does that. It is so grueling and so hard. And then you see it right there. The fastball last week was 96 to 99 miles an hour. It held that velocity. He's got a ripper of a breaking ball. That first pitch registered at 99. You know, just the composure, the poise, and the talent are all elite.
Golden Spikes watch list, D1 baseball preseason All-American.
Well, we're sitting 99 to start. That'll play.
This may be the marquee arm of this entire tournament.
The orange spikes too. Chris, I'm all in on that.
You look all around and you've got, let's see, 5 Beavers, 6 choosing to go with that out of the starters.
Yeah, if you can, you shall. I mean, it's sharp.
I don't know if I could pull it off.
Yeah, me either. I'm too sheepish to do it, but love it. Boy, he drives that fastball downhill, doesn't he?
Sanders goes down swinging. Whitney with a 90-mile-per-hour cutter. Here's the defense is backing him up. Josh Proctor in left, Nyan Hayes in center, Easton Talt in right for the Beavers. And around the infield, left to right, Paul Vasquez, Tyler Inge, A.J. Singer, and Jacob Craig. Jacob Calloway, the battery mate to Dax Whitney.
Well, they may not get very much work based on what we just saw.
No
Goodness
kidding.
gracious. I mean, that fastball has got some anger to it.
That's 98. Pearson Reebok. He's hitting .308 on the season. It's into center field. Hayes charging. Singer trying to go out to get it. Neither one could reach that ball before it hit the ground. One out single for Reebok.
Well, I think Reebok, for the, you know, it's 66 miles an hour off the bat, right? Like, that ball's not exactly hit hard, but it's contact and it's on the field, and that's step one right there. Now you got a chance to maybe pressure Whitney with the running game and see if you can get him off his game a little bit.
Tice Armstrong caught the world's attention a week ago. 3 grand slams in a single game. Came against New Mexico State last Friday in Waco.
If nothing else, it's absolutely worth looking at that box score. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen in the RBI column at 12.
Yeah.
It looks like an absolute typo.
Oh, 2 to Armstrong. Missing inside. Runes, you could spot the headlines from some of these entities that have been written by AI, because it was Armstrong hits 3 grand slams, including 12 RBI or something like that. Like, well, yeah, the math adds up there. 4 times 3. Armstrong rings through. Reebok into second safely, but a strikeout registered by Whitney. 2 down. That was a 99-mile-per-hour four-seamer that got Armstrong.
A nice job by Reebok. I mean, if you're Baylor, that's why not run, because contact is going to be hard to come by. Most power pitchers like Whitney aren't doing a lot in their mechanics to, you know, slide step and hold the runners. He's just bringing the ruckus.
Josh Ewens ignited the Baylor offense on Tuesday against Texas State.
And the fastball is just 99 miles an hour over and over again right now.
That time bringing the curve. How about dipping from 99 to 83?
And just so we're clear, he's showed 2 breaking balls for a strike so far. Kind of slider cutter for a strike and curveball. So it is not fair.
0-2 to Ewens from Whitney. Ooh. Hit him with a 99.7 mile per hour fastball. I've never worn one that fast.
Nope. Hope never to, as a matter of fact.
I think I'm out of the woods. 25 years past my playing days.
If it was going to happen, it already happens. Oh, that's the elbow.
Ooh, no.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Now, I did take a fastball right there at some point, like right on the elbow. My elbow still cracks to this day because of that one pitch. It came at probably about 95 right at the elbow. I'm giving high school pitcher too much credit. It probably wasn't that fast.
Felt like 95 is
exactly. Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Thought it was going to curve, stayed in on it, and it did not. Here's Brady Janusek. After Ewens wears one of the fastest pitches you'll see tonight from Whitney. 0-1.
I just think at this point, Chris, you gotta just cheat to get to 99, and if you look bad on the breaking ball, you look bad on the breaking ball.
Yeah.
You know, like just.
Yeah.
But being tardy on this fastball is, you know, that easy to say, but that's not going to be a good scene.
1-1 to Janusek, fouled off. That's where you want to go, by the way, if you're coming Saturday or Sunday. Camp out right below the United Heritage Center, and you're going to, I guarantee you're going to walk away with a souvenir.
Yeah.
Great place to hang out.
Very red on the heat map over there for foul balls.
Timeout called by Christopher Griffin behind the plate before Whitney came home with it.
If you're Mitch Thompson, this is awesome. Janusek is a special talent, one of 2 really talented freshmen for Baylor, and he's getting an opportunity to face off against a guy like Whitney. This is as good as it gets. Both could be Team USA players next summer.
Janusek, the freshman from Argyle, Texas, whiffs at Whitney's 100 mile per hour fastball. 3 strikeouts for Whitney, and Baylor unable to score in the first. They do get 2 aboard. That's it. Round Rock Classic brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource that no college baseball fan can be without. That is especially true this weekend and next, as D1 Baseball brings you exclusive coverage of 4 peak events tournaments. This weekend, it's the Round Rock Classic and the Live Like Lou Jacks Classic. Notre Dame and UCF underway in Game 2 of that event down at VyStar Ballpark. You can take a peek at that with Darren Vaught and Jack DeLongchamp on the call. Scoreless bottom of the 4th between the Knights and the Fighting Irish. Here in Round Rock, Texas, no score through 1, as we've seen the Dax Whitney show on display. 3 strikeouts, the first on a 90 mile per hour cutter, the second on a 99 mile per hour fastball, the third on a 100 mile per hour fastball. Back to Stefan Stahl for Baylor. He'll face Ethan Porter, Josh Proctor, and Jacob Galloway. No official ABs so far this season for Porter, just the 2nd game he has participated in. And to finish off the strikeout at first base, 1 up, 1 down.
These two freshmen in the middle of the lineup for Oregon State become important players. Porter from Huntington Beach, California. If you're wondering how national is the Oregon State brand, I mean, Huntington Beach is a hotbed. And then Proctor here, another really talented freshman.
Proctor had a walk-off single on Sunday against Stanford. That was his first career hit, and it lifted the Beavers to a win over their former Pac-12 rival. One-two pitch from Mike Erzpammer and punched it through the right side. In the 106th all-time meeting between the Beavers and the Cardinals.
Well, that's a data point right there. Look at the size of this freshman. Goodness gracious.
.65", 235. Two-two pitch to the left side of the infield for Travis Sanders, scooped out by Tice Armstrong for the second out. When do you take that official weight? You let him get on the training table all fall, take it in January?
I think that's the smart way to do it. Yeah, that's what I'd want.
Because I imagine it's quite a bit. If you want to bulk up, you can put on a good 10, 15 pounds of muscle, I would think.
Yeah.
Once you walk, after you walk on campus in the summertime.
Yeah, no doubt. And then Proctor right there, like, it's not just he's big, he's moving well down the line.
Jacob Galloway off to a hot start, 6 for 12. Couple of doubles.
I was really surprised at how much he struggled at Texas A&M last year. You know, Jacob Galloway fourth year of college baseball, but 2 good years at USC. Hit .365 as a freshman, had 17 doubles as a sophomore.
All Pac-12 player for the Trojans, and then on to Texas A&M, where he had 14 starts. One. Missing in.
Stahl, very different than Whitney, but fun nonetheless. A lot of cutters. He's got that low 70s breaking ball. I mean, Dax Whitney can't throw something low 70s. And, you know, Stahl's got that really enticing low 70s breaking ball. Sets up that 87.
2-2. After tempting Galloway to swing at that high pitch.
Above hitting speed or below hitting speed? CM, one or the other.
2-2 pitch hit at Reebok. Up and over. And a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings from Stefan Stahl. The Dax Whitney show resumes. In the bottom of the second, you'll see Snow, Johnson, and Kennett. Day 1 at the Round Rock College Baseball Classic. There are some Oregon State fans enjoying their Carbach products here at Dell Diamond. I don't know about you, Runes, but I'm grabbing one as soon as we get off the air tonight.
Let's do it.
It'll be Snow, Johnson, and Kennett to face Dax Whitney, who struck out the side, did give up a single to Pearson Reebok, and hit Josh Ewens with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Snow, a redshirt freshman, part of a very promising young group of Bears on this roster. Swings through a 98-mile-per-hour heater.
Yeah, to be able to just throw fastballs in a fastball count against Division I college hitters, it really needs to be either a special pitch or located at a very elite level, and just tells you how good Whitney's fastball is.
Slows it down with a sinker. Couple of extra base hits already for Snow. Had one on opening day against New Mexico State, and another double on Tuesday against Texas State, as Baylor began its schedule with 4 consecutive home games. 3 against New Mexico State, 1 against Texas State, and now 3 this weekend, very close to home here in Round Rock. Strikeout number 4 for Dax Whitney. Hunter Snow is the latest victim.
Goodness, I think that's a changeup. It is a left-handed hitter, and usually right-handed pitchers will throw changeups to left-handed hitters. That's ball is just vanishing on him.
Hunter Snow strikes out, and Ty Johnson tries to reach on a bunt. Got to do something. Bottom of this Baylor order, not feeling like they can barrel up on Dax Whitney, trying to bunt for a hit, do it unsuccessful.
Love the idea, especially Ty Johnson is a center fielder, good athlete, good runner. Just, you know, too much back to the pitcher clearly, but love the idea. Anything you can do. Whitney's just throwing a bullpen right now, right? Like, you got to, if you're Baylor, you're just trying to get him to do something to make him uncomfortable.
Right before he laid that down, I was about to say, Runes, that he's on pace to strike out 27 hitters. No longer the case.
Well, there you go. So that's a positive too.
This is J.J. Kennett.
Baby steps.
Just 6 ABs for Kennett so far. 3 hits, including a double.
Wow. I'm calling that a cutter.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's a slider. It's got more depth than a normal cutter, but either way, like a 90-mile-an-hour breaking ball to complement a 98 to 99-mile-an-hour four-seamer is something.
One. 99-mile-per-hour. Low and away. Kennett started his collegiate career at Dallas Baptist. Then on to the Baptist University in Waco. 1-2. Swings through it. And 99 through 2 innings of work. Dax Whitney has 5 strikeouts. We're scoreless in Round Rock. Game 2 of the Round Rock Classic. Jacob Craig, Paul Vasquez, Tyler Inge due up for Oregon State after Stefan Stahl has put down Oregon State 1-2-3 in the first 2 innings. This is somebody who's hoisted into this Friday night role last weekend, a short relief appearance for Stahl, and Coach Thompson has to look around the rest of his staffs and, like, who is capable of taking the ball on Friday night against one of the nation's best, and Stahl has been up to the task so far.
Yeah, and I think it's one thing that Baylor's worked really hard at over the last several years is building pitching depth, and it feels like they've made great strides in that area.
Jacob Craig with the first pitch into center field and off the base of the wall. Stand-up double for the Oregon State first baseman. First hit of the night for the Beavers.
Well, Chris, that's the hardest hit ball we've seen all day. 110 miles an hour off the bat of Jacob Craig, and boy, is he going to be critical for the Beavers. This is a guy with, if he gets on a roll, could hit 20 home runs, and it has been a very slow start for him. But I would say enormous power hitters are going to be streaky. That's a huge knock for Jacob Craig.
Would have traveled 416 feet had the wall not been in the way.
I'm worried about that wall right now. Somebody go check on that thing.
Here's Vasquez. Also first pitch swinging, popping that one into the Beaver faithful, sitting behind the dugout on the first base side. Wino missing inside. Vasquez whiffs through that curveball. Just the second game for Vasquez to appear in. He went 1 for 4 against Michigan a week ago. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Stahl.
For a guy that doesn't throw all that hard, Stahl gets a lot of swing and miss, doesn't he? I mean, the fastball, I think because people are very conscious about the off-speed stuff, has gotten some swing and miss, and certainly that low 70s curveball has been a real nuisance for Oregon State.
Bottom of the order for Tyler Inge. Hitting .250. Earlier this week, Inge telling local media just how deep this lineup is, bragging on his teammates that everybody in this lineup can do something to help the Beavers win. They're going to put the ball in play. They're going to run, hit gaps, barrel balls. Very confident team. They have every reason to be that way.
It's so interesting. You know, I'd not seen Inge before this weekend, and just, you know, obviously his dad's famous, 13 years in the big leagues, Brandon Inge, and sometimes you see these sons of big leaguers, and they're just so natural on a field. I mean, Tyler Inge looks so comfortable and confident on a baseball field.
That's that one passed, now 2-1.
And it does sound like he's a very high upside talented player who's just trying to get the reps that you need to emerge.
Takes his base as Stahl walks the 9-hole hitter back to the top of the Beaver order for A.J. Singer.
This is a real opportunity. One thing that came out of surprise last weekend was Oregon State very much trying to find themselves offensively. And that makes sense because there's a lot to replace. But now here you are in this game with your guy on the mound in Whitney, and Singer and Tall have a chance to hit with a runner in scoring position. That is a huge opportunity.
First pitch to Singer is in the zone. Coming off a season where he hit .312 Brought home 39 runs batted in and was named to the first team among All-Americans by the College Baseball Foundation. Into left, Snow will come to his right to make the catch for the second out of the third.
Stahl is clever, man. That's not the low 70s curveball. It's kind of more of like a 76, 77 mile an hour slider. It's almost like you never see the same pitch twice from him.
First pitch coming to Talt.
By the way, home plate umpire Christopher Griffith, CM, he's a strike caller. Like, and I don't know if it's because the two pitchers have been in the strike so much, but we're getting a lot of strikes called. Count me in on that.
Talt trying to bunt for a hit. Stahl playing his position well. Difficult play for the Baylor starting pitcher. Couple of Beavers left stranded. We're still scoreless. This is the Round Rock Classic at Dell Diamond in Round Rock, Texas. Here on D1 Baseball, we also have exclusive coverage of the Live Like Lou Jacks Classic. The nightcap pits UCF against Notre Dame. Irish got the scoring started here in the bottom of the fifth inning and lead 1-0. Solo shot for Notre Dame in this Big 12 ACC matchup to round out day one down at VyStar Ballpark. Darren Vaught and Jack DeLongchamp on the call. LSU winning game one of that classic earlier today against Indiana after putting up a 9 spot. Was that the 8th, 7th or 8th? It was late.
It was late, yeah. Indiana lead.
For Baylor, it'll be Cade Dodson, Travis Sanders, and Pearson Reebok. Veteran infielder for Baylor. One of several returners that hit 300 or better a year ago. And this coaching staff loves his maturity and his consistency. And when you're playing against this high-powered arm, you have to have somebody that's going to keep their cool. Dodson's one of those guys.
You're going to need a lot of things when you're facing Dax Whitney on a night like tonight.
Facing a 2-2 count now.
Oh, man, I think that's that changeup again. That feels unfair. 2-1 count. If you're Dodson, 2-1 count. The guy's throwing 100. You're thinking, all right, you're challenging with your fastball. Nope, we're going changeup, 2-1.
The 2-2 from Whitney. Missing inside. In danger of putting the leadoff hitter aboard in the bottom of the third.
It's been a heck of an at-bat for Dodson.
Full count. Swings past the 97-mile-per-hour four-seamer. Strikeout number 6 for Dax Whitney.
I mean, obviously, Whitney's got all kinds of talent in a million different ways, CM, but like that right there, it's a full count, a leadoff hitter, and this is who he was as a freshman, too, where he's just unfazed. Doesn't mean he's perfect, but just continues to compete and make pitches. It's so impressive.
Back to the top of the Bear order for Travis Sanders. He struck out swinging. preseason All Big 12 selection. Baylor sees him as the tone setter.
I love Sanders' swagger. He has got a confidence that when you're trying to build a winning program is so important. I think that's the changeup again. That's 89, like running in on a right-hander.
Whitney gets it past him in 97. Pair of strikeouts in this third inning for Whitney.
I mean, I know I'm going on and on, Chris, but it's like he's throwing 4 pitches for a strike, 4-seamer, slider, curveball, changeup, and the fastball's 97 and 99.
And in both instances there, Runes, that out pitch for strike 3 was up and in.
Yeah. If you offer it his fastball up in the zone, you had no chance. 0% chance of hitting that.
Reebok had Baylor's only hit tonight, singled in the first, and then stole second, but was left stranded there as Whitney proceeded to strike out the side.
I don't remember Whitney having this changeup last year. It felt like really a 2-pitch guy.
And Reebok has a pair of hits today. Baylor only has 2. They have both come off of his bat.
That's just fastball. I mean, that's just turning around a fastball.
'99 out of Whitney's hand and 81 coming off the bat. Here's Tice Armstrong. Baseball Writers Association named him co-National Hitter of the Week last week, which is kind of mind-boggling. You have 3 grand slams and somehow you're not the top hitter in the land. Here's a look back last Friday in Waco at what Armstrong did that captured the world's attention.
At the wall, looking up, gone!
There's a lot involved in this, Runes.
Here is the pitch, swung on and
Of
hammered
course,
high in the
luck
air.
is a part of it. And you have to come up with the bases loaded 3 times. How often does that happen?
Yeah.
And then to be able to deliver all 3 times.
I just want to know what's in your head when you come to the plate for a 3rd time with a chance to go grand salami.
Give me more of it.
That's right.
0-2 pitch coming from Armstrong. To Armstrong, gets away from Whitney to Craig. And Reebok again will take second base. Back in the first, he stole it. This time he'll reach on an errant pickoff throw. (0-2), 2 out. Now Reebok standing at second. Whitney to Armstrong, foul back.
There's that fastball up. Unless my scorebook is erroneous, Chris, there have only been 2 swings that have resulted in a ball in fair territory, and that were both of Reebok's hits.
Yes.
Everything else has been foul ball or swing and miss.
Yep. You've got it. Lifted into right. Craig backtracking, makes the catch, standing on the line. For the 2nd time tonight, Pearson Reebok with a single, and also for the 2nd time, he is left stranded at second base. We're scoreless in Round Rock. Round Rock Classic presented by Peak Events. You can follow the tournaments of Peak Events on X at peak.events. That's peak, spell out dot, D-O-T, Peak DOT events on social media. and keep up with the best in early season college baseball. Round Rock and Jacksonville this weekend, and then our crew next weekend heads to Vegas and Frisco. Our team here in the booth will divide and conquer. I'll be in Frisco with Oregon State legend Pat Casey next weekend here on D1Baseball.com, while Runes will be with Mike Farron in Vegas. I think you got the worst end of that deal. I'm going to enjoy hanging out with Coach Casey. I love Farron, but I think I'm in for a real fun couple of days there with the legend.
Coach Farron had some really poignant questions for our fearless leader, Kyle Peterson, one of which was, can gambling losses be expensed? To which I answered, gambling, counting cards is a foolproof system. So there you go. If you know, you know.
My biggest memory from just texting back and forth with you guys last season while you were in Vegas, all these incredible five-star dining opportunities. Some of the best chefs in the world have restaurants in that city. And maybe you had a Ruby Tuesday next to the hotel, something like that. It was something that was not
Outback
impressive.
Steakhouse. Yeah, it was not an elite, not once in a lifetime.
You did not take advantage of the opportunities afforded to you in that.
That's on me.
You and I struck out in our first attempt to find some really good Texas barbecue today. Salt Lick is right next door to Dell Diamond. Walked in, barbecue taste already in my mouth. Sanders over to Armstrong. That anticipation of great brisket. I've been thinking about it for 2 days. And ever since we said, yeah, we're going to meet for a pregame meal. Walked in, looked around. That place was torn up. They're doing some kind of maintenance. And they looked at me, it's like, yeah, we're not open today. Like,
They eyeballed us and said, no, thank you.
We found some good pizza, but that's not what Central Texas is known for.
No.
I'm going to have to find some brisket somewhere before we get out of here.
I'm in. Chris, I want to say Stefan Stahl, this is impressive because think about it. If you're pitching against Dax Whitney, your margin for error is 0.
Yeah.
You feel like if you give up 1 run, you're kind of cooked.
Right.
And he's just out there making pitches. It's been very impressive.
He's allowed just a single hit. A double to Jacob Craig to start the 3rd inning. Struck out a pair, walk 1. Just playing to contact and letting his defense do the work for the most part.
Wow.
But this time picking up another strikeout. Vasquez was the first victim. Porter is the second. Excuse me, that's 3. Porter is striking out for the 2nd time today, while Vasquez also struck out. 3 Ks on the night for Stahl.
And it does feel like, obviously, this Oregon State lineup is very, very new. And you just get the sense that everyone's trying to be the answer. Everyone's trying to fix their offensive woes. And it's not going to go like that. It's going to take all 9 guys putting quality at bats together and just winning pitch to pitch. But right now, you can see this group is forcing it a little bit, just pressing.
Proctor grounds to the left side. Sanders couldn't make the backhanded stab. 2-out single or 2-out E6, depending on how Larry Little feels tonight.
I'm not sure that, Sanders, if he could do this again, might sit back and try and backhand this. But even still, Proctor runs well. That's got to be a hit, doesn't it? No, that's an error. No. It's a hit.
Waiting for the official word.
Oh, we're still waiting. There you go. I'm calling that a hit.
Now to Jacob Galloway. When I was an official scorer at Southeastern Louisiana, I would always make it a democratic process. I did not need to be the dictator of the situation. I looked around the room, thumb up, thumb down, majority ruled.
I like it.
But then, of course, you have pitching coaches come to see you afterwards to make some late changes to help his guy's ERA.
Pitching coaches, come on.
Lifted to center. Johnson coming on, as is Snow. It's Johnson stepping in front of him for the third out of the frame. Stefan Stahl keeps rolling for Baylor through 4 innings. He has held the Beavers scoreless, 0-0 in Round Rock. It all started with the Frisco Classic. This is Frisco Classic X next week at Riders Field. Excited to be part of that again next week, as Pat Casey, Darren Vaught, and Jack Longchamp will join us on D1Baseball.com. Jacob Craig, Paul Vasquez, Tyler Inge due to the plates for Oregon State when they come back up. For Baylor right now, it's Josh Ewens, Brady Janusek, and Hunter Snow. Face Dax Whitney, sitting at 7 strikeouts. The record in the Round Rock Classic is 12. Kyson Witherspoon did that last year for Oklahoma. Just behind him on the leaderboard, Paul Skeens had 11 for LSU at this ballpark in 2023. How did he end up doing? I really didn't keep track. Did he turn into anything?
He's the guy dating the gymnast, right? Is that what he's known for?
It popped into my head earlier because you mentioned as a strikeout, Ewens goes down looking. That is strikeout number 8 for Whitney.
Yeah, just dropping a 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball in there when your hitter's sitting on 97. Yeah, 2023 at this tournament was just bonkers. Like you said, Brody Brecht of Iowa, first-round pick, Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz of LSU, first-round picks. Kansas State, Kalen Culpepper, big draft pick. Sam Houston was awesome that year.
Yeah.
They had a first-round pick. The catcher, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget his name. Walker Yannick?
Yannick, yep. Yeah, picked by the Astros.
Boy, that was a field.
LSU claimed that championship and went on to win the College World Series. 2 years later, LSU wins the Frisco Classic and wins in Omaha. Trying to make it 3 for 3 with starting their year in peak events as the Tigers are playing this weekend in Jacksonville.
Boy, this is a matchup you love as a scout. You know, Janusek is very prospecty, super talented, physical, can run, can throw, and facing a guy that looks like a big leaguer.
4-pitch walk. First free pass issued by Whitney tonight.
Left fielder number 60, Hunter Snow.
This is Hunter Snow, struck out in his only plate appearance, which was in the second.
Tell you, this weekend is it's a great and important test for Baylor because it feels like they're right on the cusp of, you know, think about the Big 12 last year, CM. 8 teams get in the NCAA tournament. So if you're Baylor and Mitch Thompson, you feel like, man, we're right on the fence line there. Like, we're right on the cusp of that.
Check back over to first. Janusek diving in safely.
But the question becomes, if you're going to move up and be a regional team, who's coming out? Well, as the season's progressing, you know, Arizona off to a really tough start. I think they're 0-5 right now. You know, Kansas has a lot of people to replace, even though they've got some star power. Texas Tech off to a tough start. I think if you're Baylor, I look at this roster, I'm very encouraged.
Hunter Snow watches that 98-mile-per-hour fastball go for ball 3.
And a night like this becomes a great opportunity. Like, you're trying to build program confidence and program mojo. Go ahead and beat a Dax Whitney one night.
They feel pretty good about themselves, I'd say.
Yeah. Now, again, big difference between talking about it and being about it, right? Like, Dax Whitney, he doesn't take a loss easily.
Mitch Thompson highlighted this game on the schedule. Facing this blue blood program, Janusek safe into second. It's the 3rd time tonight, Runes, that Baylor has put a man in scoring position.
And they're running. I mean, they're you know, two of the times they've had a runner in scoring position was just on a stolen base, and then the other one you'd say is it's an errant pickoff throw, which is you're worried about the stolen base. Wow.
Got him at 97. 9 Ks for Whitney.
Center fielder number 23, Joseph.
Was he in a 3-0 hole to start that AB? What did the count get to?
The count there got to, no, it didn't quite get there. It was 2-2.
Okay. After issuing the walk, Janusek, I thought he started that AB with a few balls there too.
This is amazing. We are in the 4th inning, and I know I'm missing some, but I've already counted 14 swing and misses. And you know, you just lose count. I bet you it's 16 or 17.
Johnson.
Wow.
Put the ball in play right back to Whitney, trying to bunt for a hit. Retired at first, back in the 2nd inning. Coach Thompson calls Johnson the anchor of the lower portion of his order, Mr. Reliable. One-two count with 2 out and a man on second for Baylor. Johnson watches that one go inside.
Johnson, one of these guys that played at McLennan Junior College, which is in Waco, but more importantly is one of the most, is a powerhouse junior college program, one of the best ones in the country.
Nice to be able to take a short car ride over to find players like that. Johnson swings and misses. 10 Ks for Dax Whitney through 4 innings of work. 4 completed in Round Rock. Oregon State nothing, Baylor nothing. Time for our Robbins Estate Law trivia question, Runes. Which MLB star's body was frozen after death, sparking an ugly probate fight between his children?
Oh my gosh.
Robin. Was it the whole body though? Because I think it was just a frozen head. There are your answers, a few legends at the bottom of your screen.
Well, first of all, Robbins Estate Law, they need to have more than just trivia questions. They need to like a Netflix series if these are the types of cases we're getting. Holy heck. So I failed in my Ted Williams bid earlier, so let's just run it back. I'm going to say A, Ted Williams. A new pitcher.
Fantastic performance by Stefan Stahl, but he is done after 4 innings of scoreless baseball. Braden Bergman on to pitch for Baylor. Bergman, redshirt freshman out of Plano East High School in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
They are super excited about Braden Bergman. Probably has as much, I would say, more arm talent, just pure arm talent, than anyone else in the staff. And it's interesting, we could see a fastball that's going to get up in that Whitney range. Apparently, if he's feeling right, and we'll see tonight, but it's a big, big fastball.
Only able to pitch one time last year, missed the rest of the season due to injury. Through March 9th against Loyola Marymount and struck out a pair of Lions in a scoreless inning. Back on the bump for his first appearance of 2026. So we closed the book on Stahl. 4 innings, just a single Beaver hit, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk through 50 pitches and facing 14 batters. Good night at the office.
Yes. Again, for Stahl, what a performance in that, you know, the week started, you didn't even know if you were starting, and filling in for Davenport, who has established himself as the ace of the staff. Give him a chance to win.
Jacob Craig had that lone hit against Stahl. It was a double to the base of the wall in center field. Quick check on the mound. Sean Snedeker will go out. Talk to Bergman.
I wonder if Snedeker saw something in his delivery that just looked a little awkward, or, you know, the ball's coming out 92. I heard the velocity is bigger than that, so I wonder if he sees something, or is just checking, hey, like, you make sure that he's not trying to pitch through some discomfort or anything like that, especially a guy with a bright future who is coming off an injury.
2-1. Fouled back. Yeah, don't risk a single thing in weekend 2. Somebody you want to be a contributor all season long that hasn't pitched consistently in a couple of years since that all-district senior season at Plano East. Missing away.
Jacob Craig is 6'5", 270. Another guy where I would just like one day 5 at bats at 6'5", 270 CM. Let's see what that feels like.
3-2, got him swinging with a 91-mile-per-hour fastball up.
Still very encouraged by Craig's night so far. That double in the first at bat was absolutely scorched. He's been very aggressive. I just think facing Bergman, if you're in the Oregon State dugout right now, he has not thrown great strikes. You know, that strikeout's the result of chase more than execution.
Here's Vasquez, who struck out swinging back in this 3rd inning. High and in for a strike. Second time Vasquez has been in the lineup for Oregon State this year. Went 1 for 4 against Michigan on opening night. Struck out 3 times. But gets another opportunity on Friday night in Round Rock. 2-1.
You know, I think if you're Bergman, you got to be pumped up, because this is your coaching staff saying, hey, we want you to be a dude. Like, this is not a tryout type of game. Like, this is for the real dudes facing an Oregon State.
2-2 through the left side of the infield. Vasquez with a 1-out single. Third hit of the night for the Beavers.
Good swing. I mean, it's fastball's down and in. It's almost off the plate. Showing some bat speed to get the barrel there.
Here's Inge.
That fastball's fascinating. It's got some cut to it. Kind of, Bergman seems to yank it at times, and it just becomes like this high-powered cutter.
Inge walked his first time up today. Transfer from Michigan. Hit 217 for the Wolverines a year ago.
I like him showing bunt here. Oregon State feels like they're still searching for their offensive identity, and I think bunt for a hit, running game, those types of things are going to be part of it.
Into right field, consecutive base knocks for the Beavers. Vasquez, then Inge. Back to the top of the Oregon State order for A.J. Singer.
That's a good piece of hitting right there.
Pair of flyouts for Singer.
It feels like Baylor would like to extend Bergman, but I don't like the way this inning's going. CM, it feels very much like a 3-out reliever appearance.
May not have been the intention when he entered.
Yeah, but that's the way it's going.
Yeah.
You know, just we're spraying the ball, we're competing, but it just the command's not great. And
Two-1 now to Singer. Vasquez at second, Inge at first. 1 out for Oregon State. In foul territory, Kennett back to make the play.
And that's why you're giving the ball to Braden Bergman, right? Because even when he's a little vulnerable, the stuff is just good enough to create really bad contact.
Mitch Thompson will make a change, and not able to extend Bergman through a single inning in his first appearance of the season. He allows a pair of Beavers aboard, but does have a couple of outs. Baylor deciding to make a switch before getting into the very dangerous Easton Tall due up next. Beavers trying to be the first ones on the scoreboard. 0-0 in Round Rock. Round Rock Classic, day 1, game 2, and Zach Wallace takes the bump for Baylor, making his 3rd appearance of the season. Was on the bump as recently as the Baylor's midweek against Texas State, win a couple of innings against the Bobcats, not allowing no runs, 2 hits. He struck out 3 that day and inherits a situation with 2 men on and 2 out.
Well, that looks like he's from South Jersey. And you know what that means, CM. My man's probably an Eagles fan. So we know he's going to be heavy on the toughness and charisma. Now, how that translates to the pitch mix, I don't know. We're about to find out.
From Monroe Township, New Jersey. Last year, part of a JUCO national championship team. Now playing on one of college baseball's biggest stages. The Round Rock Classic is one of the premier events in the early portion of the season, and taking on a team in Oregon State that reached the College World Series a year ago. Facing Easton Talt, who's 0 for 2. Tried to bunt for a hit his last time up and was the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. Talt tapped it back into the glove of Kennett. Coming on in relief, Zach Wallace leaves a pair of Beavers stranded. 4.5 complete in Round Rock. 0-0. Dax Whitney, the Oregon State ace, has 10 strikeouts on the evening and seems to get better with every pitch, Runes.
Well, it's elite stuff with outstanding pitchability. I mean, he's got 4 pitches for a strike, and the lead offering is a 97 to 99 mile an hour fastball, which has been virtually unhittable. It's strikes, swing and miss. It's everything you'd want in an arm.
He's approaching Round Rock Classic history as Kyson Witherspoon has the strikeout single game record. Had 12 last year for Oklahoma. Paul Skeen second best with 11 for LSU in the Tigers opener in 2023. He'll get this 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Baylor and J.J. Kennett, Cade Dodson, and Travis Sanders, all of which have struck out tonight. Kennett once, Dodson once, Sanders twice.
And how about just the pitch count being very under control? He's averaging 15 pitches an inning while also averaging more than 2 strikeouts per inning. That's hard to pull off.
Kennett showing bunt, pulls it back. Whitney was a 3rd-team All-American from D1 baseball last year. All-tournament team in the Corvallis Regional.
I can tell you he ain't going to be 3rd team this year.
Yeah.
Not the way this is going. Blackfoot, Idaho. Who knew? Love that.
That's coming at 97. I love this soundbite from Whitney and just the confidence, the swagger that it shows. I want to read it verbatim. Missing up and in. Whitney said, "I'm excited for hitters to face me. I'd like to ruin their year." That's the mentality. He wants to set the tone for the whole team. Not just ruin their night. He wants to ruin years out there.
I love that. Christian Ostrander, who we had in the first game, the head coach of Southern Miss, had a great quote about Colby Allen, their ace. He said he hates hitters. And that's such a great line.
2-2 pitch from Whitney to Kennett.
Wow.
Strikeout number 11 at 99. That's second batter he's got on almost identical pitches to get out of the AB. 99 and up. It's just too tempting.
So we're tied with Skeens. Kyson Witherspoon, we're coming for you.
This is Kay Dotson.
You know, you start thinking about, okay, you're facing Dax Whitney. What on earth is going to be your game plan? Some of the analytics would tell you that your best bet against a guy like this is just swing aggressively and just try and run into 1 or 2 balls. The problem is it's a really cold night in February, and the ball is not moving.
That's 12. That ties the Round Rock Classic single game record for strikeouts. He's alongside Kyson Witherspoon at the top of the leaderboard.
I'll tell you what the game plan is going to need to be if you're Baylor, Chris, is run the pitch count up and get this guy out of here. Because no offense to Oregon State's bullpen, which is in fact very good, it ain't this. Jeez. How about 97 on your hands on the black inside corner of the plate?
Travis Sanders, Baylor leadoff hitter, back to the top of the order. Kyson had 12 in 7 innings last year, Runes, and we're only in the 5th.
Kyson was awesome. I'm not sure it was quite this awesome.
0-2 to hold the record all to himself. Missing up and in. Kennett and Dodson go down swinging. So does Sanders. Whitney has the record all to himself. 13 strikeouts. The single game mark in the Round Rock Classic. Witnessing history tonight, Runes.
Put on a show, Dax Whitney. Here we go.
No score in Round Rock. Round Rock Classic presented by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource that no college baseball fan can be without. We have to tap in to Kendall Rogers' knowledge behind the scenes, Runes. As this night has progressed, as people have texted each other, tweeted at each other about Dax Whitney and what he's done tonight, how many additional subscriptions have we received with every innings? Like, okay, I know I didn't want to spend any money this weekend, but I gotta see this.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's a great call. Prime time, baby.
13 Ks for Whitney. He's above Paul Skeens. He's above Kyson Witherspoon. Nobody in the history of this tournament has struck out more batters, and he's probably nowhere close to done. Just through 5 innings. Witherspoon again had the 12 in 7 innings, and Whitney has 13 through 5. But his bats need to get going. That strikeout record is no good if your offense can't score. Nyan Hayes trying to end this drought for the Beavers. Leadoff single.
Well, this is a real interesting test case for Oregon State with this very new offense, because the Dax Whitney starts are going to be, can you score one at a time type of games. Ooh, pinch hitter, I think.
Ethan Porter will sit down in favor of Bryce Hubbard. First pitch to him, missing away.
Wallace looks like a guy who's good at the intricacies of pitching, like fielding a spot, holding runners. If you're Oregon State, you're looking to do something here.
Oh, the right side of the infield for Hubbard. A pinch hit single. Runners on the corners for Oregon State, looking to break a scoreless tie.
Hubbard is an uber veteran. He's been a bunch of different places. I think he's starting to work his way into this lineup right now, CM. That's a good at bat right there in a big spot. He's been a real bright spot for Oregon State in this first part of the season.
Well, he's fresh off a walk-off homer against Michigan in Surprise, and delivers a base knock in Round Rock.
Now, what do you do here? Like, you'd love to. Now, you know what? First and third, because Hayes was able to get to third. You can let Proctor swing away here.
Proctor grounded to short in the second. Singled in the fourth.
Because here's the thing, even a double play in the middle of the field scores the run. So this is a great opportunity. If you're Proctor, this is a pitch you got to be, if it's in the strike zone, you got to be ready to offer at it. That's a great pitch. I mean, that is a great pitch. Starts in the strike zone and disappears on the young freshman hitter.
Proctor's first career hit came last Sunday in Surprise, driving in Cooper Vance for the game-winning run, 3-2 victory over the Cardinal. Has a hit tonight in the fourth inning. One with runners on the corners and nobody out in the zone.
That pitch clock penalty on Wallace, it almost like it messed up Proctor, because that was a 1-1 fastball right down the middle. Good take. Good pitch, good take.
Count now full to the Oregon State left fielder.
I think if you're Wallace, I would throw a ball that's a swing and miss pitch. Fastball up or that breaking ball down and away.
The freshman swings and misses. First out of the sixth.
I'll tell you, CM, I'm really enticed by Proctor's talent. I mean, that is a good-looking freshman hitter. He will learn from these at-bats. I think when he watches the tape on that bat, that 2-1 fastball, he's going to feel like, man, I needed to take a pass at that. That was the most hittable pitch in the at-bat. Hey, now, if you're Oregon State, you got to be real careful with double play here. Do you do a hit and run? Do you do something to take the double play out of order?
First pitch to Galloway, Corners charging as Galloway shows bunt.
That was a strike, right? Ball. Interesting. Scoreboard says...
I think it's 0-1.
That's what I think. Yeah, there you go. 0-1.
Galloway lifts this one into foul territory in front of the United Heritage Center. That's the hot spot. You want a souvenir?
I don't know when it's going to happen, but sometime this year, Jacob Galloway is going to find he's going to get confident, Jacob Galloway, and get back to that guy that hit 365 and had a 17 double season. Maybe it's already happened.
He was an all Pac-12 player at USC.
That's a good looking swing. That's not a tentative, I'm not sure of myself swing. That's a confident hack right there.
Now facing an 0-2 count. Runners on the corners, 1 out for the Beavers. 0-0 in Round Rock. Again fouled back.
This is so great. It's the most tense part of the game to this point, because if you're Baylor, it's a catcher, right? Like double play, you've just absolutely taken all the momentum out of the game and put it in your dugout. If you're Oregon State, you got a chance to take the lead with Cy Young on the mound right now.
Wallace to Galloway.
Good at bat.
Stays alive.
I'll tell you, this is great because it's a great at bat, and Zach Wallace just keeps making pitches. He's been brilliant. And the 2 singles in this inning for Zach Wallace, I mean, they're ground ball singles.
Again to Galloway.
That's a good at bat. And if you're Wallace, this gets spookier and spookier when you get a guy just wearing you out with foul balls. I think if you're Wallace, this pitch has got to be out of the strike zone. It's got to be up over his hands or a chase breaking ball that your catcher has to block.
Again the 0-2.
That's too good of a pitch. The other option right now, CM, is something he hadn't seen yet before, like change up. But here's the problem. That's probably Wallace's 3rd or 4th best pitch, and if you get beat with it, it's hard to live with yourself.
That's 6 straight foul balls off the bat of Galloway.
One of the best at-bats of the night. And Galloway has been their best hitter so far this year.
After a brief visit between Kennett and Wallace, the Baylor pitcher goes back to work. Another foul. The first pitch was called for a strike. And then 7 consecutive pitches fouled away.
Outstanding DJing in the stadium, staying alive by the Bee Gees. Well played. Very appropriate.
They're on top of it. Now into fair territory. Ty Johnson standing under it. Hayes comes in to score. Galloway battles through the at-bats and delivers a sacrifice fly to put Oregon State up 1-0.
Just an awesome at-bat right there. Credit Hayes, gets the leadoff single and goes 1st to 3rd on that infield single behind him, using his speed, and then Jacob Galloway with the at-bat of the night. That is huge.
Here's Jacob Craig. First run of the night is a cross. Beavers 1, Bears nothing. Top of the 6th inning at Dell Diamond in Round Rock, Texas. D1 Baseball also bringing you the Live Like Lou Jacks Classic this weekend. They've reached the bottom of the 8th inning between Notre Dame and UCF. Fighting Irish, the designated home team, and they lead 2-1 over the Knights. A pair of home runs for Notre Dame, giving them the advantage.
Boy, that's a great take by Jacob Craig right there. Wallace has done such a good job enticing hitters with that chase breaking ball, and for Craig, he's just got to take that. You worry a little bit for Craig. He seems a little bit in between, like tardy on fastball and early on breaking ball.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Wallace with a pair of strikeouts in the top of the 6th. Jacob Galloway, the hero, battling off 7 pitches before delivering one into fair territory. Sac fly gives Oregon State a 1-0 lead. Time for our Robbins Estate Law Trivia answer. We posed the question earlier tonight: which MLB star's body was frozen after death, sparking an ugly probate fight between his children? And this story is the thing of legends, Runes. It is A, Ted Williams. And I really think it's the frozen head that is sitting in a facility in Arizona right now. I don't think it's the full body.
Okay, just the head. And so, what are we doing with that? Like, how's that helping humanity?
Supposedly, when technology, medicine, I don't know, gets to a certain point, they're going to be able to unfreeze his head and put it on a body so he can live.
Can I have
forever?
his eyes? I heard his vision was like some of the best vision in the history of humans.
Here's the thing. How old was Ted Williams when he died? That's my question, right? He 83.
Okay.
Do you really want to come back 83 and everything, you know, your eyesight's not there, your brain's foggy, things aren't great? Okay. If you want to be brought back to be able to live forever, so to speak, you want to be in your 25-year-old body, right? That's a 25-year-old mind.
You got to freeze yourself up at 25. That's a tough.
I just don't.
Tough trade-off.
I don't get really excited about this whole, you know, coming back to life when I'm 83.
Yeah, you're making a very compelling argument. I'm out.
And I'm not signing up for that service either.
If they catatomically freeze Dax Whitney's arm, though, I'm very, very interested in that, because this is a special talent.
13 strikeouts tonight. Pearson Reebok, Tice Armstrong, Josh Ewens due up for the Bears. Baylor has just a pair of hits tonight, and both of them have been off of this bat. Reebok responsible for both of them. A single in the second and another in the third. Can't add a third single. He is strikeout victim number 14.
That changeup that was not a real pitch last year. It is very much a real pitch. You know, if you're Baylor right now, second start of the year, I don't know that Dax Whitney's going much more than 85, 90 pitches. I think if you're Mitch Thompson of Baylor, the #1 objective the rest of this inning is this needs to be Dax Whitney's last inning of this game.
Here's Tice Armstrong. He of 3 grand slams last Friday. Okay, I was right. Williams was decapitated for a neuropreservation option from the Alcor Corporation. This is after 83 years of being a war hero, one of the best hitters of all time. And this is post-life. And
yeah, I mean, the selection makes sense.
Fouled off towards the Baylor dugout. Everybody's okay. And his son's body is apparently in that same facility, as John Henry Williams died of leukemia in 2004. Swing and a miss. 15 strikeouts for Dax Whitney. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Down and inside into 6th.
This is nuts. I have 17 fastballs that have been swing and miss. 17.
Who is the keeper of all records for D1 baseball? Like, what you need to text somebody. Who this has to be the best performance of the season so far by any pitcher. Clearly,
for sure that is.
Clearly,
yeah. That's.
When was the most recent start for somebody last season? Like, how far do we have to go back to find a performance like this?
Gage Wood of Arkansas in Omaha. I believe that was 20 strikeouts.
Oh my gosh. How did that slip
19 strikeouts. Yeah, it was a no-hitter for sure. We'll find, we'll get that for you.
I didn't know the K count got up that high.
Might be 19. It was a no-hitter for sure. 19 strikeout, no-hitter in the College World
Series. Okay, 19. Gee, many Christmas. There's 16 for Dax Whitney. 6 innings of work, 16 strikeouts, creating what perhaps will be an untouchable record here in Round Rock. 81-mile-per-hour curveball to finish off Josh Ewens. His Beavers lead 1-0 at Dell Diamond. Here's what's coming up the rest of the weekend at the Round Rock Classic. Tomorrow we'll get underway at 1 o'clock Central Time as Baylor has the quick turnaround to face a Purdue team that lost in heartbreaking fashion today. They did so at the hands of Southern Miss, a walk-off win for the Golden Eagles. It'll be Southern Miss and Oregon State in our nightcap on Saturday. Then on Sunday, you see Boilermakers Beavers at 11 a.m., followed by Golden Eagles Bears at 3. Paul Vasquez, Tyler Inge, A.J. Singer due up to face Wallace. Inning and a third of work for Zach Wallace. 3 strikeouts. Allowed a run and 2 hits.
I'm digging. I love the way Zach Wallace operates. It's really 2-pitch, which right now, which means perfect for a reliever, but elite command of his breaking ball. He can throw it for a strike. He can throw it for a chase. And it's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to keep you honest.
Gets Vasquez. Second time he has been a strikeout victim tonight. Out number 1 of the 7th.
That curveball's got some real depth, Chris. That's a downer breaking ball. Look at this. Yeah.
Shortstop number 14, Tyler Inge.
3rd strikeout for Wallace. And now Tyler Inge, who has reached safely both of his plate appearances. Did so in the 3rd with a walk and then a single in the 5th. His Oregon State team will make it back-to-back trips to Texas after 3 in Round Rock this weekend. They'll be in Frisco next weekend, really making the grand tour of Texas Rangers facilities, as they were in Surprise, which is the Rangers spring training home, then on to the AAA affiliate here in Round Rock, and on to the AA affiliate in Frisco next week. No games scheduled for Globe Life or Spartanburg this season.
An awesome, awesome fan base. I would say it's probably undeniable that it's the best fan base on the West Coast. And there are some good ones out there. Both Arizona schools have really good followings, but there's something special about Goss Stadium and Corvallis. The fans are on top of you. They love college baseball. It is, if you're a college baseball fan out there, that should be on your bucket list. Get to Corvallis.
Inge goes down swinging. K number 4 in Wallace's relief appearance. Yeah, it's on my college baseball bucket list for sure. Of course, there are unfortunately a lot of items that I have yet to cross off on that particular list.
All 4 teams in this tournament have, like, Purdue's-Alexander Field is gorgeous. That's a beautiful place, renovated. Goss Stadium, new renovations. That place is just incredible atmosphere. Baylor Ballpark,
yeah,
25 years ago was the envy of college baseball. And, you know, then a lot of people got new stadiums, and now they're putting more money into it, and that makes me so happy to hear that Baylor Ballpark is going to get upgraded and refurbished, because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous park. And then Southern Miss, you know, that's on my bucket list personally, is see a game in Hattiesburg. That's an amazing
AJ Singer lifting this one foul over the beer garden. Who would have thought a little home improvement show and shiplap made such a big difference in Baylor baseball?
Gotta love it.
Now Magnolia Field in Waco at Baylor Ballpark.
I remember the Texas Junior College All-Star Game is obviously a very heavily attended recruiting event. And I remember us all going there around the year 2000 and looking at people like Mitch Thompson, who was an assistant at Baylor at the time, and saying, oh, we hate you. This is so amazing.
Into center, off the bat of Singer. Johnson comes on to make the catch. 3 up and 3 down for Oregon State in the top half of the 7th. It is stretch time in Round Rock. Beavers lead 1-0. Whether it's cold beer, iced tea, or spring water you're craving, Brown Distributing Company has been delivering quality beverages and service in the Austin area for over 50 years. Brown Distributing is a proud cornerstone partner of the Round Rock Classic. Stretch time in Round Rock, deep in the heart of Texas. Chris Mykoski alongside Mike Rooney. This is day 1 of 3 here at the Round Rock Classic. Back with you on Saturday and Sunday. Every single game available exclusively right here on D1 Baseball. That is also the case for the Live Like Lou Jacks Classic. Top of the 9th inning, and Notre Dame 2 defensive outs away from finishing off a win against UCF. Fighting Irish are the home team. They lead 2-1 over the Knights.
Well, take a picture here, because I don't think we're getting that much more Dax Whitney. I would say this is his last half inning.
Quick look at Jacksonville, where Darren Vaught and Jack DeLongchamp have the call. You can open up multiple windows here on the site. Check in on both tournaments. And as soon as that one's over, of course, take us full.
That's right. Here's that matchup again.
Yep.
2 real prospects.
Whitney on the bump, Janusek at the dish. Whitney with 16 strikeouts tonight.
And that cutter slider right there, that's a weapon. Like, he has thrown that over and over again for a strike. And just, it's another pitch to get you off of that 99-mile-an-hour heater.
0-1. Got him looking. 17 strikeouts for Whitney.
Goodness gracious. Upper 90s four-seamer, 90-mile-an-hour cutter, and then how about a 79-mile-an-hour 12-6 breaking ball? Thanks for coming out. Goodness.
That ties the single-game strikeout record in Oregon State program history.
Cooper Jerpy the last time it did. Another high pick, yep.
Tying Mason Smith. And now Dax Whitney. It's a three-way tie. 17 strikeouts apiece. Oh, Hunter Snow, ladies and gentlemen. It's winter time in Round Rock, but he cannot quite lift that one out of the ballpark as Easton Talt goes up and gets it.
No way. Easton Talt, come on. Oh, goodness. If you're Hunter Snow, what do you got to do to get a ball out of here? Easton Talt is an incredible athlete, but this is bonkers. I mean, that jump's not timed perfectly. You're not making that catch. The way he acted afterwards, Chris, I was not sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure. That's unbelievable.
Been treated to 17 strikeouts from Dax Whitney. And what will probably go down as the defensive play of the weekend from Easton Talt. And did it in front of a few rowdy Baylor students hanging out on the berm in right field. They were ready to celebrate. They wanted their home run ball.
For a million different reasons, that's an amazing catch. But the fact that it's a 1-0 game and your ace has got a, what do we say? We're at 17 Ks?
Correct.
Cooper Jerpy, by the way, was awesome. I think he ended up being like a second-round pick. Pitched on Oregon State's 2022 Super Regional team. Hunter Snow, if Hunter Snow is going to say this to his grandkids someday, I took Dax Whitney deep. And the grandkids are going to Google it and say,
they're going to find this clip.
They're going to say, I can't see a home run that you hit off it. Well, he said, well, it was stolen from me.
Right.
Which is true. It was stolen by Easton Talt.
It'll be a quick Google search in 25, 30 years where they can find every single at-bat video of every single AB he took. They'll look that one up and say, no, not quite. This is Ty Johnson.
Ooh. You'd think 17 strikeouts in, you might get a little expanded strike zone right there, but no.
No favors given by Christopher Griffin. Facing a 2-2 count now. Johnson with 2 out, nobody on.
I'm pretty sure this is Dax Whitney's last hitter.
And this may be his last pitch. Dax Whitney on a historic night.
Wow.
Just missing outside.
You got to give Christopher Griffith credit there. Like, to not get caught up in that moment.
Bringing a 98-mile-per-hour pitch.
Oh, my goodness. That is right there.
3-2. Stabbed by Craig. Steps on the bag. That may be the end of Dax Whitney's night. He'll remain in a three-way tie, and he will be thanking Easton Talt. This would have tied the ball game at 1. Talt goes up for the play of the day. Beavers 1, Bears nothing. Eighth inning in Round Rock, where the Beavers lead the Bears 1-0. Back in the booth with Mike Rooney, I'm Chris Maikoski, and Mike, we saw what I think is going to be one of the top pitching performances of the entire season, and we get it in weekend number 2.
Yeah, I mean, Dax Whitney's not draft eligible to 2027, and there's a reason why. He is the #1 college prospect for the class of 2027. I mean, it's, you know, all those strikeouts. The fastball's up to 100. He's throwing strikes with every pitch, with his slider, his curveball, his changeup. He was just unbelievable. What a performance.
He could have gone to the dugout after his last pitch with a 1-1 tie. Easton Talt keeps that from happening. Goes up, perfect timing to rob a home run.
Yeah, what a moment for Easton Talt. You know, any defender would want to do that for a pitcher having a night like that. And so just incredible. Hunter Snow, you feel terrible for, though. Like, what a moment that was taken away from him. But yeah, awesome baseball game we've seen.
Baylor making a change on the bump with Caleb Bunch taking the mound. He is a 5th-year senior out of Keller, Texas, transfer from Northwestern State. And the former Demon will see Easton Talt to start this frame. Talt, Hayes, and Hubbard due up for the Beavers.
The most baseball thing ever that Easton Talt is hitting right now.
Wasn't the final out of the last half inning, but certainly the most spectacular of that frame. When you look back on this evening, Whitney will be the performance you remember. But right now, the Beavs, all they care about is some insurance runs, as nothing is guaranteed at this point. You get a 17 strikeout performance from your starter, you better not waste it.
That's right. That has to be a win.
Talt is 0 for 3.
Oof. Nasty changeup for Bunch. That's a sneaky strength of this Baylor team, is they've got some experience and some different looks for you down in that bullpen.
Bunch induces the ground ball to the first baseman. Armstrong flipping to Bunch for the first out.
Center fielder number 2, Hayes.
Second year for Bunch in the Baylor program. Started at Ranger College and then went on to be an all-Southland reliever for Northwestern State. Last season was the second most used reliever for the Bears. Had 20 appearances. This year, this is the second appearance. Got in for 3 1/3 last Saturday against New Mexico State, allowing just 1 hit. Has Hayes at a 1-2 count.
I mean, Bunch is really difficult to face because it's 23% fastball. Everything else is spin and a wicked changeup. Throws his changeup 58% of the time to left-handers.
That's a pop-up in the infield. Armstrong calling for it, makes the catch.
And that's the beauty of being a reliever. By the time the hitters start to get acclimated to Caleb Bunch, Mitch Thompson can get him out of there.
Bryce Hubbard steps back in, former Mississippi State Bulldog.
Number 10, Bryce Hubbard.
provided a single in his first AB, replacing Ethan Porter. A 1.
Wow. That pitch is nasty, that changeup.
Tenth inning in the last of 4 games in surprise. Against Michigan on Monday, it was Hubbard who drilled a pitch over the right field fence. Gave the Beavers the win over the Wolverines. Here he's aboard as Reebok can't transfer to his throwing hand successfully.
Almost a great play by Reebok. He's playing big time to pull, so this is going to be a tough play. But if the exchange is right, I think he gets Hubbard. Hubbard's a catcher, remember, so not a great runner.
Larry Little's going to call that a single.
I was on board.
I would have put thumb down. I would have said error, but I'm not in the room. And he's probably listening. Larry, you're great. You're wonderful. We don't have to agree every single time. It's okay. Josh Proctor had a single back in the 4th.
It's been a tough night for Proctor because it's basically ground out, strikeout, infield single, but I'm a buyer. Like that's a good looking freshman.
Oregon State will get Southern Miss tomorrow night. If the score holds, that'll be a matchup of 1-0 teams. Proctor lifts it to left, and Snow gets under it. Baylor coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning with J.J. Kennett, Kay Dodson, and Travis Sanders. Beavers lead 1-0. Dax Whitney, the headliner tonight. 17 strikeouts, breaking the Round Rock Classic single game record and tying the single game Oregon State program record. Noah Scott will replace him, the junior right-hander transfer from Iowa Western. How do you follow up that Whitney performance?
I wouldn't try to follow it up. I would just try to throw strikes because that is an all-timer you're trying to follow up.
He inherits a 1-run ball game. The only score that Oregon State has been able to put up came in the 6th. Hayes singles, and then eventually Galloway brought him home on a sacrifice fly. Other than that, we are lacking offense this evening. Baylor will send up its 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Starting with Kennett, who struck out twice against Whitney.
They're very high on Noah Scott from Iowa Western Community College, which is a powerhouse in the junior college ranks. Unique slot, kind of sidearm, big sweeping slider.
Over the course of 2 seasons at Iowa Western, he went 22-4 with a 3.90 ERA and a 106 whip.
95 from a sidearm slot too. That has your attention. That's the thing, you know, for Oregon State. The reason they're ranked so high is because, well, you saw Dax Whitney clearly, but their rotation's not done. Like, it's in the conversation for best rotation in the country when you think about Ethan Kleinschmidt on Saturdays and Eric Segura on Sundays, and their run prevention is world class. The question is, does this new offense, how quickly can it come together?
Well, tonight, haven't been able to produce much, but so far it's enough. Kennett watches that one go inside.
Yeah, it's really, they're a +2 in the runs column. They scored 1 and stole 1.
That's true. Should be a 1-1 tie right now, if not for Easton Talt and his leap over the Ascension Seton sign out in right field.
Change up at 84. I know.
Two. Plunks him, and Baylor has its leadoff man aboard.
It'll play. I wonder if they'll run for him. That is your catcher. Not usually not your normal physical base clog catcher, but he does not. That does not look comfortable.
Josh Barnhill,
Is
the
he in?
Baylor athletic trainer, is going to go out and take a look. Mitch Thompson looking to the dugout, telling Braden Buchanan to get loose down there, the backup catcher for the Bears. And they will send in a pinch runner. It'll be Bo Caraway.
And he apparently flies. That makes a ton of sense.
Freshman from the Houston area. And here's Cade Dodson. Showing bunt, unable to put it down in fair territory. A one-run game, you have to execute this.
I would also say, like, depending on how comfortable Caraway can get over there, they ran fairly comfortably against Whitney and Galloway. Now, Scott looks a little quicker to the plate, but I think if you're Baylor, I'd maybe steal second base.
To Dodson, bunt likely no longer an option. Swinging away, can't execute the sac bunt, ends up striking out. Brutal.
It's interesting. I still think you want to run here if the scouting report we have on Caraway is accurate. Sanders is your, one of your leaders. Get him a chance to hit with a runner in scoring position. And Pearson Reebok said the best at bats all night. I definitely would want him hitting with a runner scoring position. You can see, though, Scott is quick to the plate.
You can't base a ton on high school stats, I know, but I think this one's pretty safe to say that you're right about him being able to fly. Last year for Cy-Fair High School, 33 stolen bases.
Yeah, and that's big time high school baseball, right? Like that's not as small. That's big schools in Houston.
That's Class 6A. That's the top there is in the state. All Greater Houston selection. And the year before, Runes, he set a school record with 47 stolen bases.
So he can run.
A little bit.
We know that.
2-0. Into right field.
Uh-oh, he could score on this.
Will go to the wall. Bo Caraway gets the go sign. Baylor and Oregon State tied at 1. RBI double from Travis Sanders. Brand new ball game in the 8th.
Isn't that amazing? This all starts. What a beautiful piece of hitting. It's middle. But thinking like right center field like a good hitter does. And Caraway is flying. You struck out 18 times tonight. You got a chance to win the game. How about that?
Dax Whitney is going to have a no decision.
That is just wrong. Gosh, that's wrong.
This wild game that we love so much.
Well, if it's any consolation, the entire MLB scouting community made a decision tonight, too, and it was yes to Dax Whitney. Yes, yes, yes.
Good thing, but he wanted the win.
Yeah, that's right.
Back to the screen.
Oh, goodness.
Sanders to third on the wild pitch. Baylor 90 feet away from taking the lead.
Can I interest you in a squeeze right here? It's going to be infield in. So this gets interesting. Infield in with Sanders at third base. If you try to score and they field the baseball, get in a rundown and get Reebok to second base.
1-1 away. All of the Oregon State infielders playing on the edge of the grass. They're creeping up as the pitch is thrown right now in the dirt. Just
I love squeeze here.
Just slightly on the release.
Ooh, good swing. Tell you why I love squeeze there. You're just behind in the count, and you feel like the pitcher's behind the count. You feel like you're going to get a good pitch. You get a good pitch to hit, it's a good pitch to bunt.
2-2 to Reebok, who has a pair of singles. Baylor only has 3 hits. 2 of them are from him.
Oh, great pitch. That's a ball, but that's a great pitch.
The third hit of the night came from Travis Sanders, who's standing at third base right now. Three-two to Reebok. Woo. Swings and misses.
Change up.
Noah
wow.
Scott. Second K of the 8th.
That is such a beautiful pitch. You know, Noah Scott has given up the run here, but if you think about it, this is a reliever, 95 to 96 from a unique slot that's showing you a slider and a changeup. I mean, he's been the execution he'll want to clean up, but the talent is that's something.
Back to Armstrong. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Sanders dancing down the line at third.
Jacob Galloway, the catcher, is a huge player in this play right now, in this scenario.
Here comes, no, wow. Sanders scared us for a moment there. Trying to catch Scott sleeping. Nubber to the right side. Craig stepping on first. Baylor, no. They'll send him back.
Catcher's interference?
Yeah. Catcher's interference on Oregon State. Call against Galloway. So Armstrong.
That's interesting because the ball was so weird the way it was hit.
There should be a good look at it.
Great look. Oh, yeah.
Off of Galloway's mitt. And Baylor has runners on the corners after the Beavers thought they got out of that inning with a tie score. Instead, you've got Sanders still 90 feet away from giving the Bears a lead.
I'm not second guessing the choice to let Pearson Reebok hit, because he's been your best hitter tonight. And you're thinking, you know, if you're Mitch Thompson, you're thinking, if he makes contact, we score that second run. And so you're thinking that's going to happen. But I would say that's why you would consider a squeeze there, is you're in many ways you're guaranteeing yourself that second run if you feel like you got a guy that can handle the bat. Again, I can totally see why you're letting Pearson Reebok hit, because he's a good player who's had a good night.
Oregon State will go back to the pen. Noah Scott with a couple of strikeouts, but he leaves a couple of runners aboard for the Bears. The most recent one thanks to a catcher's interference that would have got Oregon State out of the inning. Tell you about the new pitcher for the Beavers in just a moment. It is a 1-1 game Friday nightcap at the Round Rock Classic. Isaac Yeager to the mound for Oregon State. 2 appearances and already 2 decisions for him. Took the loss on opening day against Michigan after giving up a single run on 1 hit in 1 1/3, and then earned a win against Stanford on Sunday. 2 innings of scoreless baseball, gave up a hit to the Cardinal. 1 strikeout in each of those appearances, no walks. Comes in with runners on the corners and 2 out for Baylor in a tie game. It's 1-1. Ewens was hit by a 100-mile-per-hour pitch from Dax Whitney in his first plate appearance, and then struck out against him in the 4th and the 6th. I think Ewens is wishing that he would have purchased a larger pad for his elbow.
I think that's a fact. Yeager's, his pitch is the slider. That has been his go-to in his college career.
2-0. Sanders is gutsy over there. He fooled me. I seriously thought he was bolting towards the plate on that last day, big.
You may I thought they might have caught a balk on you. Not on Scott on the mound, but you may have balked.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely did. 3-0. Catches the lower part of the zone with a slider.
Did we just throw a 3-0 slider? I think we did.
We did.
That's when you know you believe in the pitch. Oh.
Did he go? No. Bases full of Bears. Missing inside with another slider. Travis Sanders had an RBI double. He's at 3rd. Tice Armstrong reached on catcher's interference. He's at 2nd. And Josh Ewens walks. Now Brady Janusek, who's 0 for 2.
Galloway, critical figure behind the plate, because if Yeager spikes a slider, it has got to get blocked.
The 0-1 coming to Janusek. Fouled it off himself. 1-1. Beavers and Bears. Our Friday prime time affair at the Round Rock Classic.
This is such a tough assignment for Janusek, because right now you're going to get slider for chase, so out of the strike zone. You got to be able to take that one, but put the one that's a strike in play.
0-2 into center field. Hayes backtracking, makes the catch. Baylor leaves the bases loaded, but Travis Sanders delivers an RBI double to tie the score 1-1. Brand new ball game as we head to the 9th inning at Dell Diamond. Don't go anywhere. This is the Round Rock Classic. Just completed game 2 at the Live Like Lou Jax Classic here on D1 Baseball in 10 innings.
What a huge win for UCF, who's coming off of a really tough year. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Getting ahead of my... No, they won. They finished that. Okay, got it.
Knights put up 2 in the top of the 10th inning to beat Notre Dame.
They needed that. They were up 5-2 on Miami the other night and lost the game late. So, good on baseball. The game giveth, the game taketh away.
Hankerson with a couple of runs batted in that top of the 10th inning. Knights will get Indiana tomorrow, while Notre Dame faces LSU on day 2 at the Jax Classic. We'll have that for you right here on D1Baseball.com. And we're back here in Round Rock for 2 more. But game 2 tonight, still in the balance as Baylor ties the score at 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the 9th for Oregon State and Jacob Galloway, followed by Jacob Craig, Paul Vasquez. 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters due up for the Beavers. Last time he was at the plate, Galloway delivered an RBI sac fly to center after battling through 7 consecutive foul balls. Two. That's just what he does. He fouls pitches away.
Yes.
Galloway facing Caleb Bunch, starting his 2nd inning.
I think if you're Mitch Canham, you're probably encouraged and discouraged at the same time, where you're encouraged when you start looking at the individual pieces in their lineup. You're thinking, okay, this could work. There's talented players here. And we, Oregon State pitches at such a high level, but it's just not all coming together right now.
2-2 pitch again, fouled off. The flags have stopped flying. Now beyond the right field wall.
Negative 56.
Temperature is dipped down to 56 degrees.
I knew it was cold.
We had a decent wind blowing earlier today. All gone away, thankfully. Ooh. Galloway wears 1. Leadoff man aboard for Oregon State to start the 9th. 3rd time tonight that OSU has put that leadoff man on. The last time it resulted in their only run as Hayes singled to start the 6th.
Yeah, Mitch Canham, I wonder if this timeout is more for him than it is the players, because there's a lot to consider right now. You got a leadoff base runner aboard, which is huge, but it is your catcher. So do you pinch run there? And then you've got Jacob Craig up, who has hammered a ball on a fastball, but he's also had 2 not great punch outs, and Caleb Bunch is not throwing the fastball. It is going to be change up and slider. So Caleb Bunch is not a very good matchup for Jacob Craig. At the very least, the timeout lets everybody level set themselves, but The matchup definitely favors Baylor right here.
First pitch offering coming to Craig.
Craig not seeing spin very well tonight.
He had a double in the third, strikeouts in the fifth and the sixth.
That's the key right there. You got to take the sliders down.
Entered the night just 2 for 15 on the season. Big shot to right field. Going back to get it is Snow.
Wow.
Great defensive effort on the track in front of the wall and left.
That's huge progress, because if you're Craig, you took the slider you've been swinging through the pitch before, then you got one up and hammered it 110 miles an hour. He deserved a better result for sure. Hunter Snow's saying, how you like that? That's how I feel. You hit a ball 1 billion miles an hour and get an out for it.
This is Vasquez. Struck out in the third and again in the seventh. Sandwiching a fifth inning single. The sophomore out of Covina, California. We'll have to wait. Vasquez getting a second consecutive Friday night start. Was in the lineup day one against Michigan in surprise. Didn't play the rest of the trip to Arizona. Facing a 2-1 count after a timeout is called.
Well, you can't take them with you. I believe you get 3 offensive timeouts per game. That is not a huge issue in college baseball. I would not. I don't want in any way for you to hear me saying that this is a big deal. It's not. I'm just offering an opinion right now, Chris. If they took the rule from 3 offensive conferences per game to 1, I'd be great with that.
Sure.
Because it just becomes kind of like coaching gamesmanship like that, where you're just trying to slow the game down. Which again, I'm not criticizing the coaches. Like if you got them. Why, and you think it's to your team's advantage, you should use them. Wow.
2-2 now.
That changeup is something. And if you're a big offensive timeout guy, I apologize. Didn't mean to offend you.
I'm a good, let's get this moving.
Flow of the game?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Got him swinging. 2 out for Oregon State in the top of the 9th as Bunch is dealing. Slider down. Bottom of the order for Inge. This culture that Mitch Canham has put together for Oregon State, he wants 37 leaders. Says any of these guys can be a captain for the moment when it's needed. Leadership from everybody on the squad, whether you're a quiet guy, a loud guy, a freshman, or a veteran. He wants every Beaver to stay in the moment. And right now, no bigger moment than this for Tyler Inge. Tie score, 1-1, 2 out, top of the ninth. Jacob Galloway standing at first base. For his part, Inge said this week, Rooney, that as soon as he walked in the clubhouse, everybody around treated him like he's been there for 4 years. He immediately became part of the Beaver Brotherhood.
That checks out. It's an awesome culture out there. That program in Corvallis is something special.
3-0. In for a strike, catching the outside corner.
How about that? Yeager in the top half of the inning, or bottom half, through a 3-0 slider. That's a 3-0 changeup right there.
Inge is aboard. Galloway started the inning, hit by a pitch. He moves down to second. And with 2 out, Inge draws a walk to get Oregon State back to the top of the order for A.J. Singer.
It's interesting, Chris. Singer, when he's at his best, he is a catalyst. He's an instigator of offense. And it feels like tonight he keeps coming up in these spots where he needs to be the run producer. And I don't know, you know, the game happens when it happens, right? You can't pick that, but there's a reason why he's hitting leadoff. I would like playing behind Caleb Bunch. His whole get up on the mound is awesome.
A.J. Singer will be the next man he faces. An 0 for 4 night thus far. Baylor will be the one with a quick turnaround. They'll play again at 1 o'clock local time on Saturday against Purdue. Oregon State will have a chance to rest a little bit more. They don't play until 5 Central against Southern Miss.
Good at bat so far. This is, if you're an Oregon State fan, you're loving this at bat because Singer not trying to do too much, just being himself, running a great at bat.
Two-0 pitch with 2 out and 2 on. Missing high. Bunch in danger of loading the bases full of Beavers. Does that on 4 pitches.
I think if you're Baylor, you got to go get him now. As much as you believe in Bunch, he looks a little cooked. This has got to be a matchup choice. Baylor's thinking that Bunch's changeup is their best bet to retire Tall.
Easton Talt took a run away from Baylor with the best catch you'll see all weekend. Now has a chance with the bases loaded and the bat in his hands. One, the count to him.
Great take right there, because that's just an incredible pitch by Bunch, perfectly executed. If you swing at that, you got no chance. Big take for Talt right there.
0 for 4 on the night. 1-1 driven to left field. Snow coming on. It bounces in front of him. 2 Beavers will score. Easton Talt had the catch of the night and delivers with his bat as well. Beavers take a 3-1 lead.
It was the changeup again, not a bad pitch, just a good piece in by Talt, and Snow's playing deep because it's not 2 strikes yet. Man, Easton Talt, make an impact in this game, why don't you?
That's a net 3 runs he's responsible for, right?
Right on.
Took 1 away and has 2 runs batted in as well. Hayes bunts for a hit. Bases loaded again for Oregon State.
It's so fascinating. Oregon State has not played great offense in 2026 yet, but they won games. And we're getting a little bit of that again tonight, where it's like when you pitch at this level, the run prevention's elite. The offense doesn't have to be elite.
Pinch hitter for Oregon State is Eli Greaves-Smith. Third man to occupy the cleanup spot for OSU tonight. Started with Porter, then Hubbard. Now Greaves-Smith with the bases juiced. Into right field. Janusek comes on to make the catch. Beavers plate 2 thanks to Easton Talt in the top of the 9th inning. Baylor has 1 more chance heading to the bottom of the 9th with Snow, Johnson, and Caraway due. Here's what's coming up the rest of the weekend here in Round Rock. We'll get started again tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time. Baylor and Purdue. And if the score holds here, Runes, our late game on Saturday will be between the 2 winners of Day 1. Oregon State and Southern Miss set to face off. On Sunday, Purdue, Oregon State at 11 a.m. and Southern Miss Baylor at 3 p.m. Plenty of great action left to come here at Dell Diamond and down at VyStar Ballpark as D1 Baseball brings you the Round Rock Classic and the Live Like Lou Jacks Classic this weekend. Pitching change for Oregon State. It'll be Albert Robles on to close out this game as the Beavers lead by a pair.
I am so excited to watch Albert Robles. Truth be told, Chris, me and Albert have different monthly budgets for shampoo. Like very different, like opposite, but it's way over the top. He's been at UNLV, Long Beach State. He was awesome at in 2025. Now at Oregon State, very experienced. He's off to a great start this year too.
Does Robles have an NIL deal with Head and Shoulders yet?
If not, what are we even doing?
Have your people call their people.
That's right. Let's get on that.
Here's Snow, who was robbed of a home run his last time up. Sent one above the wall in right field, but Easton Talt went up and took that baseball back. Robles making his 3rd appearance of the season. The last one was on Monday against Michigan. Struck out 4 in 2 1/3. Giving up 1 run on 4 hits. Earned his first save of the season on Valentine's Day against Arizona. In line to get his 2nd tonight against Baylor. Dax Whitney will get a no decision tonight despite 17 strikeouts, tying an Oregon State program record for a single game. Three-one the count to Snow. Full count from Robles to Snow. Got him to go around. 91-mile-per-hour fastball, high.
I would tell you, Robles' arm slot is so, yeah, he did. It's so over the top. It's just extremely unique. It's almost like hitting off a machine.
Brings up Ty Johnson. 0 for 3 on the night. Compared to the rest of the night, we've had a relative offensive explosion over the last 2 innings. Baylor putting up 1 in the bottom of the 8th, and Oregon State 2 in the top of the 9th, putting us at a 3-1 count in favor of the Beavers. 2 outs away from claiming a win here on opening night of the Round Rock Classic. Two balls and a strike with 1 out. To Johnson. Taps it foul.
It's interesting. You look at old metrics for Robles, and he didn't really show changeup that much in his last couple of years, but throwing it a bunch tonight. Now, of course, Baylor has quite a few left-handers in there, but
Johnson staying alive in his 3rd consecutive season as Baylor's primary center fielder.
Has more competition this year, though. Caraway. Caraway's just, his speed lends itself to him being a great defender. But of course, you know, for Johnson, he comes from McLennan Junior College, and his experience has great value.
2-2 pitch, grounded to Craig, flipping it to Robles for the 2nd out. Beavers 1 out away from a Friday night victory in Round Rock.
One thing about this Beaver program is just that winning pedigree, that winning tradition. Your players feeling like, hey, when we wear this uniform, we're supposed to win. That means something. And all teams are a work in progress at this point in the year, but Oregon State has got that old-fashioned swagger that is so additive.
First AB for Braden Buchanan. Kennett was removed in favor of a pinch runner, and then Buchanan inserted on defense.
Oh, there's a slider. That's a good pitch. Whew.
Buchanan back home in the Austin area, product of Vandergrift High School. 1-1. Big hack. That coming at 92 from Robles. One-two pitch with 2 out. Coming to Buchanan. Missing high. Buchanan swings and misses, and the Beavers beat the Bears on opening night in Round Rock. A 3-1 Oregon State win. Dax Whitney's night will get the biggest headlines nationwide.
We watch him make history, but we may see Dax Whitney buy Easton Tall a pizza after the game, because Easton Tall had his fingerprints were all over this win. And again, he's been around the winning for Oregon State for 4 years, and the winning pedigree of Oregon State, just it is such a big factor in how they operate.
Easton Tall, the hero for Oregon State, as Dax Whitney will celebrate the win regardless of the no decision. Tall robbing a home run in right and then delivering a 2-run single in the top of the 9th inning to lift the Beavers to a night 1 win over Baylor. It'll be the Beavers and Southern Miss tomorrow, a matchup of today's 2 winners. That's our nightcap. But first, Baylor and Purdue will go at it here at Dell Diamond. One more look at Talt's amazing grab out in right field. Play of the night. For Runes, I'm CM. Good night from Round Rock.